This full moon marks a major shift in the astro energy, and it's going to impact you for the next 3 years. So welcome back, Holistic Soul Sisters. It's me, Mandy Rose. What an exciting day in the astrology. Not only do we get Saturn finally leaving the zodiac sign of Aquarius and moving into Pisces, but that's coupled with a full moon in Virgo. Now, you know, as an astrologer, I don't believe in any coincidence. I believe the universe has it all figured out, and all we have to do is translate the message of the stars to understand what we're supposed to be learning at this time. So we're going to dive in today, not only Saturn moving into Pisces and what that's going to symbolize for us for the next 3 years as he journeys through that energy, but also we need to break down what is a full moon in Virgo. This happens every single year. So every year at this full moon, we're meant to be releasing something in our life related to the Virgo area. Now, in addition to that, we're going to kind of break down the current full moon in Virgo happening in 2023 and seeing what all the other planets are up to at this time, because they are all working together to help teach us the lesson we're meant to be learning at this moment in time. We're going to keep this video short today because I've already put out a video on the March astro weather, why it's so life-changing. So go ahead and watch that full video where I break down date by date everything you're going to need to know for the month of March. And I also put out a Saturn in Pisces video where I break down, based on your rising sign, the lessons you might be learning, and also what Saturn is going to try to teach us collectively as he's in the energy of Pisces. So let's get right into it with this full moon in Virgo, starting out with the basics. It is happening on March 7th at 7:40 a.m. So actually, when you go to bed on Monday night, that moon is going to be full and bright in the sky. The full moon will peak at 7:40 a.m. If you have your 2023 retrograde astrology journal, you're going to open it up to page 24, which is the page for the full moon in Virgo. And you will see here that the full moon is happening at 16 degrees of Virgo, meaning the sun is at Pisces at 16 degrees and the moon directly opposite at 16 degrees of Virgo. So if you have any planets near 16 degrees of Pisces or 16 degrees of Virgo, this full moon is going to be impacting you the most. Now, the first thing we need to understand every year when we have a full moon in Virgo, the energy of Pisces versus Virgo is the energy of the metaphysical or the energetic body versus the physical body. Virgo as a zodiac sign is an earth energy, so it's all about our physical body, our physical experience, our day-to-day life, our mundane tasks, the things that we do every single day to keep us well. So let's go ahead and break down Virgo energy so we can fully understand what we need to be doing around a full moon in Virgo every single year. So these are the areas of life that Virgo rules for us. It rules, like I said, the physical body, our overall well-being, our daily tasks and daily routines. These include things like our supplements, our sleep patterns, our work-life balance, the type of food that you eat, the diet that you follow, all of the things that keep you well. And so Virgo as an energy is what I like to call the earth angel. She is very much about acts of service, physically doing things to help the people in her life. And so with that comes this need to be perfect. So with Virgo energy is this energy of perfectionism, of being very detailed and very organized. Virgo is also ruled by our life coach Mercury, so he's all about the mind. So with Virgo energy, we are using our mind to do things perfect in relation to our physical well-being. So with Virgo energy, it's about thinking, creating to-do lists, it's about organizing and analyzing and gathering facts and being very detailed down to the nitty-gritty facts. Now, with this energy, when we have a full moon, we have to remember full moons are about releasing and letting go and shedding and closing chapters. And so as we look at the Virgo area of our life, these are things that we have to kind of move on or move past. Remembering that when we have a full moon, it highlights this area of the sky, right? So the moon shining bright because of the sun's reflection upon it allows us to see the zodiac energy of Virgo more clearly. And so at this time, we are being called to release and let go of anything blocking us or stopping us from having more wellness in our life, from having more organization, from having more ability to see the facts and to organize and have structure and routine and discipline in our lives, as those are all the areas that Virgo rules. So with that being said, let's pull up the chart here real quick and we can incorporate the fact that we are currently in Pisces season. So we know that because as we look at the chart of this full moon in Virgo, which like I said, happens every single year, so this pattern repeats every year, we have the sun in the energy of Pisces. So it is currently Pisces season. Again, if you have your retrograde astrology journal, you will know that because on page 20, we highlighted Pisces season, which goes from February 18th all the way until March 19th. Now remembering, whenever the sun is in Pisces, this is the 12th and final zodiac energy. So this is the final full moon. The full moon in Virgo is the final full moon of the astrological year every single year. Because when the sun leaves Pisces and enters Aries on March 20th, on the spring solstice, we are going to be starting a new year, a new chapter, a new cycle, a new energetic shift. Meaning that Pisces is the final zodiac sign, which is all about cleansing, purging, releasing, and letting go. So in this season of life, we may be closing doors, closing chapters, energetically removing things from our house. We might be feeling a lot of emotions as Pisces is a very heightened and sensitive energy. Pisces also deals with the metaphysical world, so we might be experiencing more sensations, more sensitivity, more heightened awareness of energetic things. And so that's the sun season we're in. That's what we're currently feeling. The 12th and final chapter before we release and let go and close doors to open up and welcome the astrological new year. Now, why that's important with this full moon in Virgo, like I mentioned, it's the last full moon of the astrological year. So what are full moons? Releasing and letting go. So we're releasing and letting go at the full moon of Virgo anything that is blocking us or preventing us from stepping into the new chapter in the astrological new year in 2 short weeks. And Virgo, like we mentioned, is all about the physical body. It's about our habits, it's about our rituals, it's about our daily routine, it's about our overall well-being. So as we're in Pisces sun season, a chapter of closing and releasing and preparing for the astrological new year, we're getting this full moon in the area of our physical day-to-day reality that we have to let go of something. So you will notice in the astrology journal that the full moon in Virgo is going to be about releasing and letting go of negative habits, self-sabotage, any kind of routines or things that block you or prevent you from stepping into a new chapter, from going for your goals, for accomplishing your dreams, and taking some inventory in your life. Where are you not well? And what do you need to do to get on a better wellness routine? Now, the sun in Pisces deals, like I said, with the energetic body, our mental health, our belief systems, where the moon in Virgo is going to be highlighting our physical body. Now, Pisces deals a lot with self-sabotage, escapism, addiction, running away from things that are challenging. And Virgo is all about doing something about it, right? With routines and with structure and with discipline and having to-do lists and being very organized and being perfectionistic. And so we can maximize this energy as we are here on Earth in the middle of the sun in Pisces and the moon in Virgo, and it's reflecting down upon us, calling us in this last chapter of the astrological year, Pisces, with the last full moon of the astrological year, full moon in Virgo, to assess our energetic and physical body and release the things blocking us. That is the message every single year around this time. Now, if we can maximize that, if we can work with that, if we can sit down and do the new moon ritual in your astrology journal, or you can take some time to take some inventory. Where are you sabotaging yourself? Where are you having negative habits, negative routines, things that are not good for your overall well-being? If we can assess those and we can full moon release, clear, purge, let it go, shed it, and step into a newness and step into a new chapter, that is going to set you up monumentally for when the sun steps into Aries and it's a new beginning. So something to kind of take note of at this time is a beautiful energy for you to really kind of hone in on yourself and do a re-inventory of the supplements that maybe you've not been taking, but you should, getting back into a workout routine or just moving your body more, getting more sleep, looking at your work-life balance, looking at, what in your life do you need to cleanse and remove, clearing clutter, getting things more organized, having more systems in place so it's easier for you to get through your day-to-day routine and be more efficient. This is a beautiful energy to work with at the full moon in Virgo every single year. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into 2023, this full moon in Virgo happening today on March 7th with the shift of energy of Saturn moving into Pisces. Again, I don't believe this is a coincidence. This is a beautiful opportunity, so let's get right into it by pulling up the chart. Now, as we look at the chart, again, we know it's a full moon, Sun in Pisces at 16 degrees, Moon in Virgo at 16 degrees. We can see here on the chart as well that Saturn has stepped into Pisces, where the Sun is located at 0 degrees of Pisces on this day. Now, Saturn only moves every 2.5 to 3 years. So we've been waiting for this day for a very long time, especially those of you who are going through your Saturn return in Aquarius. Congratulations, you've officially made it on this full moon in Virgo into that chapter closing up. Now, for all of you born with a Saturn in Pisces, welcome to your Saturn return, and there's a whole separate video I'll be making for you so you can prepare for the next 3 years. But as we're talking about this full moon in Virgo, we understand that Saturn's energy is the disciplinarian, the tough love dad, the one who wants us to grow, to mature, to take responsibility, to make commitments, to have structure, routine, and discipline. Saturn is also like an earth energy, so he doesn't mind collaborating or working with the zodiac energy of Virgo, the self-help queen, the perfectionist. But the thing is, Saturn's in Pisces, opposite Virgo. So Saturn's moving into the ethereal, the metaphysical. Remember, we talked about Pisces being more of the energetic body. And Pisces is all about, playing in la-la land and dreams and being creative and not having structure, not having boundaries, and just kind of being. I discussed that so much in the Saturn and Pisces video I put out. But remembering that, Saturn's coming into an energy directly opposite Virgo at the time of this full moon, helping us ground more in the Pisces area of our life. For the next 3 years, he's going to help us bring all these thoughts and these heightened energies and these ethereal kind of things, the manifestations, if you will, to life, to reality. But before Saturn's going to do that, remember, he's Lord Karma. He's going to take inventory of the Pisces area of your life. And at the time of this full moon, because the Sun is reflecting upon the moon directly opposite, he's also going to take a little bit of inventory on your physical life and your day-to-day routines. Now, Saturn being Lord Karma is going to assess, and he's going to pay attention. And then he's going to adjust as necessary energetically to teach you those tough love dad lessons. So working with this energy, I truly believe that Saturn moving into Pisces on the day of this full moon in Virgo really brings to our attention how much more important it is to do some inventory around your day-to-day well-being and around your energetic health. Are you working on your emotions, your mental health, your energetic body, your auras, your chakras, and looking at, your spirituality and your connection to God or source or divine? What does that look like in routine or rituals in your life? Is that something you go to on a regular basis? What do you believe in? Saturn's going to help you restructure all of that for the next 3 years. So the full moon is going to bring awareness. Remember, full moons illuminate in the middle of the night. You can see clearly. It helps you pay attention to focus the spotlight upon these areas of your life. And so Saturn joining this party, moving after 2.5 years on this specific date, I don't believe is a coincidence. So maximize and work with that energy. Now, let's kind of move on here back to the full moon in Virgo, the other life coaches and what they're doing around this time to help work with this energy and other lessons they're trying to teach us at this time. Now, as we're looking at the chart, we can see that we have some other planets here in Pisces joining Saturn. Neptune has been here for quite some time, so he's pretty comfortable here. But most importantly, we have Mercury here. And Mercury is the ruler of this full moon, because it's a full moon in Virgo, and like I mentioned earlier, Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. So we always have to pay attention to what the ruling planet of that full moon is doing at the time, because they are really contributing to these lessons. Now, Mercury being in Pisces, joining this Pisces party at the time of this full moon, indicates to us that Pisces is the mind. So it helps us think, it helps us analyze, it helps us gather information in this area of our life. And so Pisces, again, being the energetic body, our connection to the divine, our dreams, our imagination, our creativity, these are the areas of life that our mind is kind of on. And we're kind of being a little elusive and remembering that Pisces likes to play up in the clouds. And so our mind might not want to focus on the reality, might not want to focus on the things we are or are not doing for our overall well-being. And so Mercury here is going to be a little challenged. So we're going to have to pay extra attention to try to focus in on these things. Pisces, like I said, is operating in escapism, in la la land, in dreams and in fantasy. So pay attention to where your mind is kind of like, oh, I don't need to take those supplements. My last blood work was fine. Or I go to the gym all the time, but you might only go like once a week, right? These are kind of the Pisces energy when Mercury is there, where you're kind of living in fantasy land, kind of with illusion or rose-colored glasses. So this is kind of a challenging aspect for what Saturn is stepping in to be like, well, now I'm here. Now I'm here to teach the lessons and get it together in this Pisces area of life where you're always just floating around and not doing anything about it. Saturn's showing up to the party. Now, another planet that's kind of contributing to this energy is Mars. Mars is still in Gemini. We've been talking about this forever. He'll be here till the 23rd, so he's in his final home stretch. But we can see he's at 21 degrees of Gemini. So in relation to this full moon, it is making a square. Now it's a wide square with the sun being at 16 and the moon at 16 and Mars at 21, but nevertheless it is a square. And we call this a T-square when it impacts the full moon. Now, what does this mean? Well, remember, Mars is making decisions. Mars is taking action. Mars is moving forward in life, taking the next step. And when he's in a square to the full moon, this is creating tension, right? It's like forcing something. Anytime we talk in astrology squares, it is one energy hitting us in this direction, the other in this direction. That is uncomfortable. And so now we hit the peak, the point, and we have to take action. We have to make a decision based on this energy we're feeling. Now, Mars, being the masculine, is like, you got to do something about this. The self-sabotage, these negative routines, these negative habits, these things blocking you from stepping into your destiny. So get it together, do something about it. So you might feel this energy of actually wanting to create change. With Saturn pressuring and Saturn's energy really getting ready to teach you lessons for the next 3 years here, Mars is going to kind of help be like, do it now, get it together, make the decision, make the change, organize your house, start taking your supplements, get back into the gym, like, come on, let's do it now. Okay, so that's kind of a good supportive energy, but it can also feel like pressure. So pay attention to that. And lastly, I kind of want to just talk about all that energy we see in Aries, not directly affecting the full moon, but this is an area of life that I keep talking about we're going to have to pay attention to. We are about to step into the astrological new year, and we have a lot of planets here already. We already have Jupiter here. We already have Venus here. Mercury is going to step in on the 19th. The sun is going to join the party, the astrological new year on March 20th. On March 21st, we're going to have a new moon there. So that's the next moon cycle. And the thing we need to know about Aries energy is it goes first, right? It's the first zodiac sign. So it's about being brave and bold and fearless, stepping into leadership, stepping into your dreams, just taking the risk and moving forward, because somebody's got to go first. And so when we get to Aries season and the astrological new year begins, we're going to feel like taking a risk and moving forward and doing these things. And we have to be well for that. We have to have our life organized, Virgo. We have to have our life a little more routine and a little bit more structure and to-do lists implemented. We have to have calendars and systems in place. We have to make sure that our energetic body is clear and our mental health is right, Pisces. We have to make sure that we've purged and cleansed and released and decluttered and made space, Pisces, before we can step into that Aries energy. So that energy in the sky is already potent. It's calling us forward, and that shift is going to happen within the next 2 weeks. And so you really, again, have to use this full moon in Virgo to step into that energy, not only because Saturn's going to come in and teach you hard lessons in the next 3 years if you don't get it together now, but also because you have this potent energy at the astrological new year to step into your dreams. But you can't go with weights holding you down. And so use this last full moon of the astrological year to release and let go and to step in to your power and to really assess your energetic and your physical body, do all the things you need to do, and everything is possible in this new astrological year because we have so many beautiful shifts coming for us. So I said I would keep this video short and simple. There's of course so many more things that we could talk about, but again, go back and watch my March astro weather update video where I break down each planet for the month of March, what they're up to, what their energetic shifts are. There are 7 planets moving zodiac signs in the month of March. So the energy that we've walked into March with, Pisces season, releasing, purging, cleansing, crying, releasing, and the energy we leave March with, Aries, fire, bold, brave, fearless, is dramatically different. And that's just the sun. Like I said, 6 other planets are going to be moving energies as well. One of them being Saturn, again, happening today on this full moon in Virgo. So go catch that full-length video, watch the Saturn and Pisces video to break down that energy even more, and just take some time to do your rituals. And I'm going to leave you then with 3 activities or rituals that you can do around the time of this full moon to maximize this energy. So number 1, you will see that in your astrology retrograde journal, and that is making a list of all the habits in your life that you need to break. Those negative habits. Is it sleeping in too late? Is it scrolling on your phone before you go to bed? Is it eating too much candy? Like nitpick yourself. Be Virgo, be critical, be a little harsh on yourself, and write it all down so you can see it in front of you. That would definitely be something I would use the full moon energy, the highlight, the spotlight in the Virgo area of your life to assess at this time. The second thing I would do around this full moon in Virgo is to maximize the earth energy of Virgo. This is a beautiful time for you to go outside and ground your energy, get some sunlight, go swim in the water if you live somewhere where it's warm. If not, just go for a walk. Bundled up if you have to, let the sun hit your face, do anything you can to get out in nature. Virgo is an earth energy, and when we have a full moon in an earth sign, it's a time for us to be called outside. Go sit outside and look at that full moon. Let the moonlight radiate down upon you. It's just a good time to just reconvene your energy, to ground yourself, to slow down, and to get back into the rhythm of the earth. And the third and final thing I would do around this full moon in Virgo in preparation for Saturn moving into the zodiac sign of Pisces is to have a little Saturn celebration moment. Remembering that Saturn is the energy of our tough love dad. So teaches us lessons, gives us obstacles, challenges us, gives us growth opportunities. Those are not fun. But at the end of the day, when we get through them and we overcome them, we grow, we mature, we take on more responsibility, we up level. And so as Saturn has been in Aquarius since December of 2020, do a little inventory. What have you learned since then? What challenges have you overcome? And celebrate them. Every time Saturn moves out of a zodiac sign and into a new one, that is a 2.5, 3-year cycle that you need to pause and reflect and celebrate. You made it through. And so definitely around this full moon, this is a great opportunity to pat yourself on the back, to notice and recognize how strong you've become, how mature you've become, and to just celebrate the fact that Saturn is going to help us grow in this life, although it is challenging. And with that being said, if you're catching this video before March 7th, hop into the Holistic Soul Sister private Facebook community. I am doing a live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Saturn celebration. It will be posted after the live, so you can go back and watch it anytime. And I'm going to kind of talk about this Saturn celebration, this little pause, where I'll give you some journal prompts and ways that you can reflect on this energy to help you out with this full moon ritual. So with all that being said, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope it was helpful. If you want more astrology content related specifically to relationships, you can follow me on TikTok at the Relational Astrologer. And again, you can join our Holistic Soul Sister community either on Facebook or follow us on Instagram. That is our community bulletin board, so you don't miss any videos, any podcasts, any events, any specials that we have going on in our shop, or anything else going on within our community. So thank you so much for being here. I send you lots of love and light through this full moon in Virgo and through Saturn being in Pisces for the next 3 years, and I will catch you in the next video.